I don't think people should say that word, um, obviously the hard ER or the A at the end. I feel very strongly about that. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Like, I already know people are recording. I'm not trying to get caught up in some bullshit, that
Don't.
has nothing to do with me. So I'm just gonna let it lie
Yep.
or whatever. But I don't think white people should be saying it, Hispanic people, Asian people. Like, I just don't. And I feel very strongly about that. A at the end, obviously hardier. I don't think it's okay. Um, that's just where I stand. But I'm let's just change the subject.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
Sorry, I'm like chomping in your face.
I don't care. You do what you have to do.
Let me mute really quick. I'm gonna eat this piece of pizza. Let me mute real quick.
Okay. The fuck is that? I can't even tell what that is. German dwarf hamster. So that big long thing, is that it? Or is that like food for as a snack or something like a bone or whatever to chew on? Oh, it looks like a long poop. I never had hamsters. I've always had cats or dogs. I've had fish a few times. I had an aquarium once when I lived downtown. Um, I went snake hunting, got a bucket of snakes, but I used to sell snakes to the pet shop, gardener snakes. Other people, kids were scared to pick them up. I didn't. I grabbed them, put them in a bucket. We had a huge one, but it got out. It escaped. We would have got more money for that one. That one's probably a mother too. That's why the little ones were there, the babies. They eat slither, and then it was by this. Now it's a 7-Eleven, but it was an old chocolate factory. Behind it had railroad ties. You'd flip them over, and the snakes were underneath. So we'd ride our bikes all the way down there. We didn't even live in that neighborhood, and we'd throw our bikes on the ground by the chocolate factory. We'd see all these bees and stuff, so we'd go over to where the ties were. And one day we saw two snakes fighting each other. And he's like, "Those are worms." I said, "Those aren't worms. Those are snakes." So one of the guys had a bucket for fish if we were going to go to Reese Park and fish. And I said, "Give me that bucket." And I started grabbing all the ones I could catch under the tides. I told anybody, whatever you catch, bring it here in the bucket. And then when we take it to the pet shop, we'll split the money. He paid us $15 each for each snake, and there was like 20 or 30 of them. So I just gave everybody the same amount, but the guy that had the bucket, he got an extra 15. It was his bucket that we used to bring them. And we'd go back like every 2 weeks. We'd find some more, but eventually, towards the fall, we didn't see any more. And then the next year, they tore everything down and they started to build what looked like an apartment complex, but then they turned it to 7-Eleven. Hmm. People eat eels. They sell big in the Korean and Japanese markets. Well, they went out of business, and that's what's funny. They left, just like my basement where I used to live, where I grew up. It was an old bakery. So one day, the whole building shook. So I went downstairs in the basement to look, and the bricks have keeled over for this wall. And behind the wall, there was buckets of sugar with lids on them, and some candy. And the bag, there was bags of like 10-pound bags of cocoa. So I told my dad, I said, "There's stuff downstairs." He's like, "Where?" I showed him. Now, when I went down there, I must have aggravated. There was a wasp nest, and they were flying everywhere. He goes, "They're going for that sugar." He goes, "What happened to this wall?" I said, "I don't know. The building shook earlier. Didn't you feel it?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "This is what happened. This is the outcome." He's like, "I bet you the bricks is what made the building shake. The bricks caved in." So the landlord eventually came there. About 2 months later, he tears all the old bricks out. He throws everything out, and he reinforces it with concrete, new and pillars, because that apartment above that would have caved in. But that was a bakery like in the 20s or 30s. And the bees, I guess they got in through the walls from the front part of the building. I kind of knew where there was a beehive, but I didn't fuck with it because I don't want to get stung sitting out there. Yeah, that sugar was probably already like solidified because that basement flooded a few times. Big, like 6 feet of water one time. Oh, here's faggot boy. You're a faggot, Tony. Go fuck yourself. Die in your sleep tonight along with your parents. Follow. It's funny how a 0 follower account finds my room all the time. And I'm told, no, why you always blame Tony? That isn't Tony. The fuck it ain't. I know what I'm fucking talking about. If it's not, it's another asshole just like him that we don't need to have in here. Goodbye. Go in another room. I mean, I'm a little upset that they're gonna bring up old shit, but and I'm sitting thinking about it. That's what they do, especially for Bill's platform. They got to have somebody that goes in there that they can fight with. I told him I've already owned up to that. If you can't accept it, that's on you. Every time somebody plays it, and I know it was him that gave the video to start the shit, so I don't give a fuck about him. He's caused enough shit all day today. This is what a juvenile delinquent does on spring break. This motherfucker, and I think Randall's right. This motherfucker could be in a day center for drugs or something, and they let him out during the morning. Because Randall said he was in a mental facility at one time, calling from a payphone. But I know he doesn't have a payphone now. He's got a cell phone. I've called it back. Someone sent it to me, and it wasn't him. Who wasn't him? Skits, what do you mean video? Oh, the video of me saying it? I've never denied not saying it, though. So I don't see what their deal is. They just want to rehash old shit. First message didn't show. I don't see no first message. I see. Let me go back to where you were typing. Actually, your messages are what you typed are your first statement is video. They probably blocked it. If you have ASS, they block your message. That's so stupid. Okay. I think I know what he's saying. It's this. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's probably why they blocked it. Gen Z's an idiot. That's why they kicked her out of that district. She deserves it too. She deserves to get kicked out of any room she goes into. Yeah, don't worry about it. I really don't want you guys involved, and that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to involve you in everything. He's gonna say, "Oh, I'm cool with everybody, but you let Roger." Nobody lets me do anything. I do what I want. Last time he got everybody mad at me, he goes, "Aha, I took your friends." I go, "Yeah, we'll see about that." I really don't give a fuck about what he does. He's the one that recorded me saying that. Well, the song he did. I don't know about the other one. He's the one that recorded it. So he gave it to either somebody else and they gave it to her, or he just directly gave it to her. And he typically does do stuff with them just to get them on other people. I told him straight out, you want to come for something? Come. Otherwise, be quiet. I ain't backing down from them. You want to talk about something a year ago? How about all the shit that they've been saying since? They don't get called out for it, but I got to get called out for something I did a year ago. Like I told her, I did it to protect women that were here at the time, and I don't care how anyone says, "Oh, you shouldn't have did it." You weren't here. You weren't in my shoes. You push me enough, I'll say whatever I need to say. It's like fighting. If you say your mother to me, I'm going to say your mother back to you. It's that simple. If you want to judge me on that statement, go ahead. That's your right. Don't come around me after you say that. Stay away from me. Go your own way and spread whatever type of shit you want to spread, because when you do shit like that, it catches up to you in the long run. I don't judge anybody. I truly believe in freedom of speech. That's why I let certain people in my room back then say whatever they wanted. And every time they had an opportunity, they tried to blame me. Every time I told them, how is it my fault when somebody's talking what they exactly karma? Kara. They'll get what they deserve. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. You're upset with me. You guys, other guys, you got Stephanie in that whole room who's sitting there calling Mississippi Queen the N-word. Why aren't you doing something about that? But you want to judge me on something I did a year ago that I owned up to. What do you want me to do? Break down and cry every time I see you? It's not going to happen. In all honesty, the hell with them. Just gives them something to talk about. So there's never normal conversation, especially over there. It's always scamming. Like, get over yourselves. You're not that important. Everyone, chat went dead. I'm gonna go back playing my game. I had to pause for quite some time. I want to end it. I think I'm falling asleep. Ah, shit. I make a pizza.